Hi guys, welcome to Saltwater Saturday on Life of Gaz. This is where I aim to put a new sea fishing video on every Saturday at 5 PM. Hi guys, welcome to Life of Gaz. I've come down here to Chatsworth Beach. I'm going to fish low water. We've got about an hour and a half before we're down at low water, and then we'll probably do about an hour back up. But what I'm going to do is, with my sort of normal tactics, is I'm going to get baited up on the rigs that I'm using. I'll show you them, and then I'll show you what distances I'm going to be fishing at.
Now, since I'm baiting up, I'll take this opportunity to tell you guys a little bit about the baits which I've got out here. Now, baiting up first of all, to start with in this session, I'm using fresh worm. Now, when I say fresh, it was dug the previous low tide, so it had only been out of the sand for about 12 hours. But as we're fishing into darkness, I thought it was probably a good idea to bring some fish baits with me. So later on in the session, I've also got some frozen mackerel as well. So let's see if it does the trick.
So the rig combination that's working for me lately is out of distance. I've got the Pennell pulley. This one I'll be putting out as far as I can, obviously by wading out and then punching it and then tracking back. And then this one here is going to be kept in at a bit more of a short distance. I've got a smaller hook down on the bottom, then I've got one nose, and then I've got a float and a tractor up on the top. So it covers quite a lot of bases, and fingers crossed that is going to put me against them. Okay, so casting tactics today. Why I always cast my long rod out first is what it does, it enables me to make a little bit of a mental map of the bottom and find the gullies from a shorter rod. So what I've done is I've waded out, I've managed to get to about 30 yards, and then the water has come up to about here, somewhere just underneath that pocket. So what I've done is I've just dropped my 3-hook flapper rig in short, and the longer rod with the pennel pulley on it, that one has made its way out as far as it can go, and we're going to see if there's any fish out there or if there's any in close, and then I'll make a decision on where those rods go as the tide moves around.
As I was baiting up to recast after about 3/4 of an hour of absolutely biteless, I noticed something wriggle through the sand in front of me, and there I'm just trying to catch, to show you guys, a little sand eel. Although I managed to pick it up, it jumped out of my hands and whizzed off out into the sea, but still interesting to see. So now what I'm doing here, and if you've seen my channel a lot, you'll see me do this occasionally, especially when the fishing is getting really hard. Instead of leaving my bait static, what I'll do is I'll really slow retrieve it across the bottom, moving it about 3 or 4 foot and letting it sit there for a couple of seconds, and doing the same. And essentially what I'm trying to do is cover as much ground with the bait and sort of entice a reaction bite. And this actually did work, and when you see the fish come in, interestingly enough, it took the top hook with the big floating attractor bead on. So that was a fish that had come up off of the bottom to come and smash the bait.
Well, there you go guys, handle with care because I'm off the mark, and it just happens to be the dreaded weaver, which has stung me twice in the past, but I've not had one from the shore for 2 years, so it's a long time coming. But I've got this little guy just here. I'm going to get him unhooked and get him back anyway. But fingers crossed I don't get stung by him. Well, the sun gone down behind me and only having that weaver in daylight. We've got about half an hour till the tide turns, so it doesn't look like that other bank's going to uncover. So fingers crossed there will be some fish just down here in front of us. But with the sun going down, hopefully this might bring on a few of the more nocturnal species.
Of course, when wading out, I got an almighty pull down, the butt lifted up off of the floor, and that rod looked like it was going to come off the stand. Now don't worry, it wasn't a fish, this was just me standing on the rig as I walked out. I don't know how I managed to walk onto it. I thought I was going away from it, but clearly I walked straight over the line.
So I finally managed to get across that gully and off onto the next bank. So I put a fair amount of line out there. There's just under 300 yards on this spool, and I'm pretty much down to the back. So if there's no fish out there, I don't know where they are. Wading out's done the trick. I found another big hole in my waders, but I've also found a little toke pup as well. So I'm going to get this guy on, send him back, and I'll probably have another little wade out and see what else is out there.
With a little bit of darkness as that sun disappeared over the horizon, the little toke pups, they came alive, and the last 20 minutes to half an hour of this session, we managed to just pull out a few. And this one, the last fish of the night, was also the biggest. Obviously not a monster, but if that one's got that big now, I'd love to catch that one in about 5 or 6 years time, because I'm sure that one's going to grow into a beast.
Well, unfortunately that was it, a weaver and a few toke pups, but with the reports that I've been seeing the last week, I'm just happy to be out catching. Now if you've liked this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down here, check out my last video over here, and my sea fishing playlist up top.